Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Niazi. Welcome to UOWD Microsoft Community Tutorial video. As promised, I will be talking about HTML and CSS, and then later on we're gonna move on to other programming languages. I was also thinking to keep on touching HTML as we're gonna go by, so you guys can learn about HTML more and more with the time, and eventually you'll be prepared to introduce PHP in your HTML, inshallah. So in this particular tutorial we're gonna discuss about the basics of the HTML, and how is it useful, and how can we create the normal HTML page, and what are the definitions of each and every tags and other things which we use in a particular. Alright guys, so let's start working on HTML. What is HTML? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and to understand what HTML is, the best concept is to go to any website. You do a right click and click on View Source. You might have different other options in different browsers. This is Internet Explorer, so you're gonna see all this bunch of fancy stuff with the tags and other information in it. This is HTML. okay, now remember, like as the current world is progressing and as the new technology is introduced, all this HTML is not created as is what is displaying. It is that is called dynamic HTML, and it is generated as the page is created. We might go in that topic later on. It is more or less like an advanced HTML, but at least I will cover up the basics of these HTMLs. Okay, now let's move on, and let us talk about the HTML in slightly further details. Alright, so we're gonna create a small website. So we're gonna go on Files, New Website, and let us wait and let it load. Overall, HTML is a language of tags. Just so that, to summarize it, basically I'm gonna make an empty web page, as you can see, and it will create the solution for me, and it will display the solution in Solution Explorer on the right hand side. Yeah, okay, so there is a solution, there is some config file here next to it, and we don't have any other files at this moment in this particular solution. If we further dig into it, we look in the properties. We don't have SSL, which is a secured URL, and it is not enabled for this particular website. And okay, we don't have any Windows authentication enabled for this. If you notice this particular URL, this it shows here localhost, and then it shows some digits in front of it. This is basically your localhost server. Okay, so this digit means that this is the particular port I'm gonna use to connect to your local host. This is like a default port normally used. I just wanted to let you know that since it is a standalone application at this moment, so as we will build it will actually work on the local host. Now if you don't know what local host is, let us wait, and we're gonna see furthermore what actually it is and how useful it is for us. I'm gonna detail you further once I'm gonna start working on the website. Okay, and another important thing which you will see is on my standard toolbar is it is displaying Internet Explorer, and if I see, it also displays other browsers as well, and also Windows Phone browser. Now again, these options are going to only display if you install them on your machine. So chances are, if you don't have a Firefox or Google Chrome, it is because you don't have it installed on your machine. Okay, I'm going to keep Internet Explorer as my default. So I'm gonna add a new file to my solution. I'm gonna go here, do a right click, and add a new file, add new item, and I'm gonna create a normal HTML file. I will name it as index. One reason is because whenever a new website is loaded, or whenever the website environment is loaded, index.html is considered like a universal page to be loaded if it is available. Now if it is not available, there are certain criteria how to move on. For example, if index.html is not there, it will try to look for index.php. if it is not there, then it will try to look for some other other file which is configured in some certain web servers setting files. Those are .ini files, and it will dig into it and figure it out. Normally, suppose if person places, let's say, home HTML, we will have to explain it in the configuration file. Hey, whenever you load this particular page, look for home HTML file. So just to keep the things simple, I'm gonna just keep it as index.html. I'm gonna add this page, and it will show me certain things here. Alright, so this is the code which is gonna appear automatically. Okay, let us try to look into this code one by one so we get a whole picture. What is it about? The first line, doc type HTML tag. This is like this particular index.html is trying to talk to a browser, stating, hey, whatever the rest of the content in this document, it is based on HTML, so please remember this, that we need to render it accordingly, whatever the rules and regulations of HTML is. Alright, and the next line, HTML, XML, this particular line basically is explaining that it is an XML namespace of the type XHTML. Now remember, some people don't really put this tag here, don't put this particular value here, and that by default automatically means that it is XHTML page. You can have other different kinds of XML namespaces as well, and you can declare it. The concept is that once the page needs to load, this information needs to be provided, how to render the upcoming information. So each browser basically reads these initial lines to figure it out, what kind of information is coming up, and how am I supposed to look at that particular information. This is quite really informative information, because maybe later on you might be creating a PDF, or maybe later on you might be creating some other kind of document, and that's where you need to make these changes. Alright, so let's move on further, and you will notice that there is a head tag. Okay, this is called a tag. Before I move on even more further, so this is called a tag. If you don't see a slash in it, okay, then it is a beginning tag, and then there is an ending tag to it. Okay, so that's how the sequence works. There has to be a beginning tag and there has to be an ending tag for the browser to understand when the particular tag is starting and what is the contents within those tags. Okay, so like you can see, this is title, and then there is a slash title. So this is a beginning tag and this is an ending tag. Okay, so both of these combined together, it is called an HTML element. So HTML element includes what? The beginning, it includes HTML starting tag, it includes any contents in it, and it includes the HTML ending tag. Okay, make sure that the beginning tag is named as same as the ending tag. For example, this is this, and it has to be case sensitive. Well, this is a smart editor, so when I changed the title to capital T, it automatically changed the starting tag. But technically speaking, when whatever the tag you're putting in, you're supposed to put the same tag in the end as an ending tag. Okay, so all right, so okay, so initially on the top you're gonna see the beginning of head tag, then you will see an ending of head tag, then you will see a beginning of body tag, and then you will see an ending of body tag, and both these head and body is inside the HTML tag. That's the whole basics of HTML page. We cannot change this, we cannot make our own solution to it. Similarly, we also cannot change the orders of it. I cannot do like moving the body tag within the header tag thinking that the editor will understand, the browser will understand it. No, it will be confused, and it won't know where the beginning of this body is, and the header will be half confused how come the body is inside the header tag. So this is how the overall setup works. We have the beginning of a header tag. I can, by the way, click here and it will squeeze the whole tag as is, so you can even see how the HTML is set up. This will help you later on when you will have a lot of tags on your web page, and you can see which one is configured in what particular orders. So, and then you can see a body tag which is right after the header tag, and both of them you can see in the HTML tag. That this gives a clear overall view. I hope this is overall explaining you the whole concept, how this is to be working, and how the HTML page is actually set up.